Diary. It's Johnny. I turned 8 today. I'm a big boy now. My sister Abby is 10 and a half, and she still thinks I'm a little boy, so she tries to boss me. Mommy has warned us our entire lives to never go into the basement. I don't know why. She always keeps the door locked and hides the key from use. I hear noises coming from the basement sometimes and wonder what is down there, but I've always been afraid of basements, so I don't ask questions. I hear Mommy going into the basement a few times each day. I hope she is all right. It scares me a little that she goes down there by herself. She usually tries to sneak down there before we get up in the morning, when we take a nap, and after we go to bed at night. That is what I wrote in my diary a couple months ago, but now I know the truth. A couple days ago, I woke up early and could hear Mommy in the kitchen cooking, and I could smell the bacon. When I looked at the clock, it was 5 a.m., and she usually doesn't fix breakfast until 6 or 6:30. Then I remembered she told us the day before she had an early appointment that day, and our babysitter Angie would be coming over to watch us. I was curious about the basement, so I quietly snuck downstairs and watched as Mommy pulled the step stool near the sink and took a key out of a jar on top of the kitchen cabinet. I watched as she put food on a plate and grabbed a glass of milk. She went to the basement door and unlocked it and went downstairs. She left the door open, and I could hear something that sounded like a puppy squealing. When she came back up, she was carrying an empty plate and empty glass that were probably from the night before. I watched as Mommy climbed the step stool again and put the key back into the jar on top of the cabinet. She carefully folded the step stool and stored it next to the fridge. I didn't want Mommy to know I saw her, so I snuck back upstairs and went back to bed. I couldn't fall asleep again, but knew Mommy would come up in a few minutes to wake us, so I pretended to be asleep. After a few minutes, I could hear Angie and Mommy talking downstairs, and then I heard Mommy coming up the stairs to get us for breakfast. Mommy kissed me and my sister and told us she loved us and asked us to be good for Angie. Then she left, and Angie started to get our food. It was strange, though. I smelled the bacon earlier and saw Mommy take the food downstairs, but we didn't have any bacon on our plates. We only had oatmeal and pancakes. As we were eating our breakfast, Angie was asking about how school was going for us and telling us about her new boyfriend, Jake. Suddenly, there was a loud crash outside on the street. It sounded like a car crash, and there was a lot of screaming going on. So Ange told us she would be right back, and she rushed outside. My sister Abby followed her, and they stood just outside the front door, watching as the cops and ambulance arrived. Perfect! This was my chance. I grabbed the step stool, got the key, and went to the basement door. I have to admit, I was a little scared, so I stood there for a minute or two, having second thoughts, but I really wanted to see the puppy that Mommy was hiding from us. I put the key into the keyhole and unlocked the door. Don't do it, I thought. Mommy said we should never go down there. But I couldn't help it. I slowly opened the door and again heard the puppy's squealing sounds. I could only imagine how cute this puppy must be. It was so dark I couldn't see much, but there was definitely movement at the bottom of the stairs. I knew there must be a puppy down there. I just knew it. There must be a light switch somewhere, I thought. I looked around but didn't see a switch. There wasn't a switch, but there was a string hanging down from the light fixture. It was a little high for me to reach, but there was an empty milk crate sitting there, so I stepped on top of it and pulled the string. What I saw at the bottom of the stairs sent chills through my entire body and my jaw dropped. There was something at the bottom of the stairs, but it wasn't a puppy. It was a boy with hollow eyes and a thin face. He was moving around in a strange way, and I suddenly realized as he thrashed about and squealed, this boy had no hands and no feet.